Welcome to Average Dude's Slow Pitch.
Yo, Henry Average Dude's Slow Pitch. Today we're getting a chance to bring out a couple ASA models. We've got the Miken Freakadelic 13.5-inch half ounce, the Anarchy Grape Bazooka 13-inch half ounce, then going all the way down to the Shock and Dawe, Austin Dawes exclusive ASA model, 12-inch barrel balanced. Figure why not throw a couple different lengths of ASAs on here. As you can see right here at Centennial, we don't have lights, so we are battling the sun. We're going to make this pretty quick. I actually watched the lefties already swing these just because it was already set up for them. But now I'm going to go ahead, take my swings. We'll cut them all in like we normally do so you can see everybody's swings and then kind of get out of here. We've had a bunch of crazy winds here in New Mexico last week or so. So we've had a bunch of the bat reviews just piling up. Figure we get out here, get as many swings as we can. Wind's not too bad right now. You'll see some gusts every now and then. You can see luckily we set up to where the wind's blowing straight in. So at least you don't get assistance. 310 on this field. But let's get our swings, beat the sun, get back to the garage. Final compression, final thoughts. All right, first up, we'll start with the shorter barrel. So we got the Shock and Dawe. This is obviously the newer, the white model. This needs to be at 1050. The Grape Bazooka is 975, and then the Freakadelic's also 1050. So with that being said, we got the Shock and Dawe sitting right at 175, just a hair above on our chart conversion. If we are just at 178, we're looking at 1275. So we got plenty of wiggle room there, 200 or so PSI plus whatever the difference is here at elevation in New Mexico. Then we've got the Grape Bazooka. Excited to try this one out. I've heard good things from a couple different buddies. Brandon Newton's one of them. I know he gets to swing all the Anarchy stuff now. Congrats on signing with them this year. This one's 195-ish. So 196 on the chart puts at 1350. And again, this is a 950 passing or 975 passing, so plenty of wiggle room there. And last but not least, back to a 1050 on the Freakadelic. And as we talked on the intro, we're going with these three because it gives us a 12-inch barrel, a 13-inch barrel, and then now a 13.75 or a 13. As I say that, that does not sound right. 13.5 barrel, sorry. So we're going to go basically longer and longer. But 13.5 here on the Freakadelic, max load. And this one is sitting at basically the same as Dawe's. So that's that 170, just over 175. Looking at 1275. So either way, plenty of wiggle room. Let's go get some swings, see how it performs, come back, final compression, final thoughts. All right, we're starting with the Miken Freakadelic 13.5-inch barrel.
96 miles per hour.
Well, that's a nice sound right there, though.
Okay, here we go. Miken Freakadelic 13.5-inch barrel, half ounce end load, 27 ounce. ASA softball. Here we go.
68 miles per hour.
Oh, that makes a funky sound.
That was interesting.
Very.
91 miles per hour.
Slow on the barrel there. Still good forgiveness, though.
80 miles per hour. 99 miles per hour.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's our sweet spot. Again, we're early on. I'm sure it'll open up just fine, but you get good feedback for sure when you catch that sweet spot.
76 miles per hour.
So I will say, this is one of those non-effort bats. You don't have to have a whole lot of effort, especially at a 13.5. If you have an issue with controlling the bat, yeah, you don't have to do much.
100 miles per hour.
Yep, there it is again. Same spot pretty much, at least feel-wise.
76 miles per hour.
There's the end cap. It's registered lethal.
100 miles per hour.
Yeah, so it's got a really good sound so far. Seems like pretty good feedback. Haven't really missed the sweet spot area too much, so we'll see if we get a couple misses. I mean, the wind is moving this ball around a little bit, but feels good sound. And for the people wanting those longer barrels, feels good. For 27 half ounce, feels pretty darn true as well.
79 miles per hour.
Wow.
101 miles per hour.
Yep, there it is.
78 miles per hour. 94 miles per hour.
Oh, nice carry right through the wind.
77 miles per hour.
Okay, there it is. Miken Freakadelic, 13.5-inch barrel, half-ounce end load, 27 ounce. I really liked it. This is one of the first 13.5-inch barrels that I've swung. It was sensibly easy to control. If you square it up, it's the effortless bat to me. You don't have to put a lot of effort to get it where you got to go. Once you learn the bat and find out where that sweet spot is, you can probably dial it up a notch or two. For me, another thing that's part of my repertoire is that I like the sound of a bat. And right away, the first swing, even though I caught it real high on the end of the bat, it had a good sound. So this is one you don't want to sleep on. Here it is, ASA Miken.
92 miles per hour.
Too much lift, especially with the wind. Let's see what the carry does for us. Still got it here. That's what we're gonna call it there. So again, I mean, we had to kind of push through it between everybody. We still got about 60, 70 swings on it. We'll see what it's testing at. I'll talk about more in the final thoughts just so we don't run out of light. Let's hop over now to the Grape Bazooka. All right, Grape Bazooka, 13-inch barrel, half-ounce end load.
93 miles per hour.
Ooh, first swing, definitely on the hands. Still good forgiveness.
101 miles per hour.
And there's every bit of the sweet spot. That felt amazing.
103 miles per hour.
Yep. Loving the feel off of this.
99 miles per hour.
Yeah, I would say it's somewhere between kind of a semi-flex, semi-stiff feel off the barrel. So I think it really helps get the good feedback with these softer balls, but definitely a good option. I think these Anarchies for sure, we're gonna hold on to for a while, get some more swings and bring them back out in kind of a part 2 with some other ASAs. But for what we do here, getting up between that 75 to 100 swings, definitely something that is pretty close to being game ready. So far as between all of us getting closer to that 60 swing mark, I would say that 60 to 100 is probably gonna be the sweet spot to at least open it up enough for the forgiveness you want for a game.
96 miles per hour.
Yeah, so I can do it for our Bazooka. Again, about 75 on this one as well, 80 swings, something like that. But good feel, maybe a couple web starting, not too much. We'll see what it does like compression wise. I'll talk about more in the final thoughts just because again, as you can see, we got probably just enough light to finish the shock and Dawe at this point. And now for the shock and Dawe, heard a lot about this one. We'll have the USSSA coming here before too long as well. Just need some better weather and field reservations to hold up. But let's see what this thing's all about here before we run out of light.
88 miles per hour.
Well, that's a whole different feel too. Dude, that swing carried out through the wind. Oh man, the height might be real here.
85 miles per hour.
85. East.
102 miles per hour.
Goodness gracious. Oh boy, the shock and Dawe. It was like 88. It's not better.
82 miles per hour.
Not higher than that.
104 miles per hour.
Oh boy, this bat is gas. Austin's got himself a fire stick.
84 miles per hour.
That's hot.
101 miles per hour.
You wouldn't even know this is an ASA bat, the way it sounds and feels. This is, oh boy. It's hot.
81 miles per hour.
Nice sound.
Very.
102 miles per hour.
And I'll tell you, I was high up the sweet spot for a 12-inch barrel, tons of forgiveness. I'd say close to us, again, a semi-stiff, semi-flex, somewhere in the middle handle. And for 26, I'm not usually a balance fan. This feels like almost like a 26 mid-load, and I think it makes it nearly perfect. Easy through the zone, don't have to swing too hard. Great sound, great feel. This thing, real good.
Very.
82 miles per hour. 94 miles per hour.
Goodness gracious. Oh my God.
84 miles per hour.
Okay. All right, Anarchy shock and Dawe. 12-inch barrel, balanced, 26 ounce. I really like the shorter barrel. This one is just, it's nasty. Just right away, it's just really, everything about it's just nice to me. Yeah, so out of the 3 that I've swung today, here's the 12-inch barrel is gonna be my top pick. So go get them while you can.
109 miles per hour.
We're stopping. That's 109 with an ASA. So, Austin, killer bat. We'll go test this thing, talk about more in the final thoughts. Run out of light. Let's pick these. We're going to go pick these balls up before we're completely out of light, but oh my goodness. All right, up first, we've got the Grape Bazooka. This one's 975, whereas the Freakadelic and the Shock and Dawe are 1050 marks. And here on the Grape Bazooka, we've got, and we're going to be just fine there at 200. So 200, it puts us at 1375, so plenty of wiggle room here. Also nice to see when you're obviously looking to be able to put a bunch of swings on your bats and kind of watch them open up with those swings. Then the Shock and Dawe, which, boy, this thing felt amazing. Really the only downside we could have is if somehow this dropped compression quickly, but I don't expect that to happen. And the Shock and Dawe is sitting a little over 175, which puts us at 1275. So still, like I said, over 200 PSI to go. Absolutely no issues there. This is one that I can't wait to put some more swings on, bring into a comparison video with some other bats and see exactly how good it gets. And then the Freakadelic, also 1050, as we just mentioned. Let me fix that disc there. There we go. This one's just a hair over 175. So on this one, we're looking at about anywhere between 1300 and 1275. So no issues there either. Let's go ahead and briefly talk about them in the final thoughts. All right, and that's gonna wrap it up there for the Miken Freakadelic. Again, 13.5-inch barrel max load model. Then you had the Grape Bazooka, 13-inch, half-inch model, and then the whiteout Shock and Dawe, 12-inch balance. And starting with kind of the Freakadelic being the Miken here in the group, again, we wanted to go from kind of a longer barrel down to a shorter barrel, but this one you saw kind of PK talk about it as well, or at least I think PK talked about it if I remember correctly, but this one has tons of forgiveness. Obviously with the longer barrels, that's kind of what you're looking for, but it still gave you a good feedback off that sweet spot, so you knew exactly when you caught it there. Wasn't seeing necessarily the absolute highest kind of exit velos, but as we've talked about in the past, typically when you go longer barrels, you're giving up a little bit of that sweet spot performance for forgiveness, and that's exactly where this one shined. You could catch it pretty much anywhere. You can kind of hopefully see some of the ball marks all over this barrel, and we really had almost no drop off in the speeds. And again, I mean, we're talking about very minimal differences, especially with the way it was carrying off of this one. And as we've talked about in the past, we use the velos to measure kind of the forgiveness piece. We don't necessarily care about the absolute top velo, because some bats will overcompress balls, then they don't fly right. Some bats will hit the ball 5-6 miles per hour slower, but out carry the ones hitting harder. So with this one, we saw kind of that good feedback, good carry, good feel in the hands. Definitely a model for somebody looking for kind of that longer bat, where on this one, again, we were swinging a 27 ounce, and even with the longer barrel half-ounce end load, really couldn't, it didn't over kind of, it didn't cause the end load to feel too heavy on the end, so you didn't have to worry about kind of your hands dragging through, or the bat, head of the bat kind of dropping through your swing as well. So definitely a good option there. And then here on the Anarchies, obviously same tech on both of these ones as far as the X2 core goes. However, with the Grape Bazooka, and I think it's probably the longer barrel, you got a little bit more of like that trampoline type feel that you may be a little bit used to with some ASA bats. Almost like the trampoline from like a Monster or a Pier with the pads, but just without that kind of feel of obviously having a pad, fib, whatever inside of it. Definitely a option there with that kind of semi-flex to semi-stiff handle. Tons of forgiveness, had good feedback between the two Anarchies. Obviously a little bit, again, slower speeds, but good forgiveness as well. And another one where the end load feels pretty true. We've had a couple Anarchies this year that felt like they ran really light. This one, for being a 26 sticker weight, feels pretty darn true. You can definitely tell there's end load there. I would stick with kind of your normal weight here in the Grape Bazooka. And then saving all of our favorites for last, Austin Dawe's Shock and Dawe. This thing was amazing. This so far is going to stay with me, go in my bag. I'm gonna go ahead and, like we talked about here, hopefully very soon, we'll be able to get out there, have enough time with bats hopefully slowing down coming in to do some kind of like comparison type videos. And this will be one that we're definitely gonna include in there. For one, it had a very nice crisp feel, almost like a typical USSSA bat with the 52s. So you knew exactly where you caught it, you got good feedback. And then for a 12-inch barrel, it had tons of forgiveness. As you saw there at the speeds, it's right up there. I think the 109 mark matches our USA high for the year. Maybe it's actually beat it by 1. You'll see that here in the graphic shortly. Or obviously you can go head up to averagedudeslowpitch.com, check out the USA ASA rankings, then it has all that kind of data there as well. But with this one, felt really good, has tons of room to still open up. Can't only imagine how much hotter it's gonna get. I've talked to Austin about it quite a bit. We missed out when the first purple one dropped to try it. So hopefully grab one of those soon, be able to compare the two. But this thing was an absolute rocket launcher. Highly recommend. I believe some of these are still in stock. I would grab them before they go. And then the best part is I'm not a balance fan really at all. This is a 26 balance. And to me, I could, like I said, I can easily game this. It feels pretty darn true. Maybe even like it has more of like a counter out or a quarter ounce type of end load. But either way, super easy to control. Gave us tons of exit velo, which we don't usually see when we go with the balance. Usually we see kind of that down tick, but definitely recommend this here as well. Either way, if you check out the description of the video, you can grab any of these. We got Austin's code from him to help you guys out, so check that out in the description of the video, or head over to the link tree, also in the description. It has links, codes, discounts, all that kind of stuff for you. But either way, hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully this kind of helped you decide if these are some of the models you may want to pick up, maybe want to go a different route, whether it's one of these brands, different brand, whatever it is. Either way, thanks for supporting the channel. Have a great day.
Thank you for watching Average Dude's Slow Pitch. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more content.